What is going on, guys? Mike here with Chit Chat Gaming here on Chitty's World, and today I want to talk about today's Nintendo Direct. Today was the big boy. It's the one we've all been waiting for. It was the General Direct. We've seen some indie directs and such here more recently, but today was the big one that everybody's been talking about, that they've been waiting for. We want to know what we're going to be playing first party wise for the remainder of this season and into, of course, 2026. So we got lots of information here today and lots of games. A lot of people are hating on this Direct today. I thought for one it was okay. I thought it was actually decent. There's lots of games that made me excited, lots of games that's coming out. And I'm, except for one, excited for what we're going to be playing the rest of this year and into next year. And I'm not going to go over everything. I'm just kind of going to go over some very basic details. And I want to end it off with a topic they talked about that I, for one, am a little bit puzzled by, but also excited for as well too. So let's go and let's jump right into it. There's, like I said, there's lots of games on this list here of today that was shown. I'm not big into the Dragon Quest games. I'm not big into the real Final Fantasy, but they did talk about all that as well here today. And like I said, several other smaller games that they showed, like in the reels and such, some highlights and such. But the ones I really want to talk about, of course, is like Mario's 40th anniversary. We all know this is the 40th year of Super Mario Brothers, and from a guy who's played it at the very beginning, I'm excited for what's to come here. We saw the trailer for a Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I can't wait to see. I absolutely love the first one. We saw, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 for the Switch 2. Now, if I remember correctly, Mario Galaxy was part of the Mario 3D All-Stars as well too, which I actually own. So again, I know they're kind of remastering it a little bit here, but this is coming out for Switch 2 as well. There's some amiibo that's coming out for it. So I wasn't big into these games, but again though, it looks kind of cool. And at $70, I probably won't be picking this up. But either way though, for people who love that particular game, this is for you. Of course, we saw Mario Tennis Fever. I love the Mario Tennis game, so I'm looking forward to that. We saw some Super Mario Wonder DLC. Absolutely love that game. Beat it. Had so much fun with it. Looking forward to checking this out. I believe they said this comes out later on in 2026, I believe. We saw, of course, a new Yoshi game. We saw a release date and such for Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, which I love the Hyrule Warriors games. Absolutely love them. I'll be picking that up as well, too. We actually have a release date for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. It's going to be December 4th of 2025. I'm excited for it. Looks fantastic. They showed him showed Samus out there cruising around on a bike and such. It was just absolutely crazy, but it looks fantastic. I cannot wait to play this game. Some new amiibo that's coming out for that as well too. We saw some new DLC for Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is released here today. Kind of crazy how fast this is coming out, this DLC for Bonanza. But again, this is one of the more bigger, most recent Nintendo Switch 2 releases anyways, so kind of cool to see though, regardless. So fantastic game. Of course, we saw some new Pokemon details. We saw a new Pokemon game that's kind of like Animal Crossing. Can't remember what exactly it was called, but either way though, we saw some other details and such on Pokemon ZA, which another game I'm looking forward to playing here next month. We saw another thing that I love, the Resident Evil games. We saw some Resident Evil 9 trailer, so we know that's coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We saw, they announced that Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is coming to Nintendo Switch as well too. Now, these won't be cloud-based games, I don't believe. I think it's probably going to most likely be a game key card, but that's most likely what it's probably going to be. But again, lots and lots of details here. We had some shadow drops as well here too today. Again, not going over everything. These are just kind of the games that I'm excited for. So again, lots of information, lots of games in the 60-minute Direct. But one thing I want to talk about really quick here is the Virtual Boy. Now, as a guy who absolutely loved, collecting the Nintendo Classic consoles, the regular NES Classic, we had the Super Nintendo Classic. Those consoles were lots of fun, and I absolutely loved them. They're just, again, they were nostalgic, but they're also a nice little piece, like a little piece for your living room or your game area, just to kind of go ahead and put in there as well too. So for me though, this was interesting because I thought it was just going to be, okay, we're going to bring the Virtual Boy games, and we're just going to allow you to be able to play them, with your Nintendo membership. But no, what they're doing though is they're actually releasing a Virtual Boy like units, like a console, and not really like a playable console. It's going to be like a unit that you're going to be able to put your Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 into, and you can actually utilize it to play the games. Now, this is going to cost you $99 for the actual Virtual Boy units. And I knew something was up when I saw this, because they didn't announce the price during the Direct. They just showed the unit, and then of course they showed like also will be available. Will be like a cardboard version of the unit. Looks like that Labo VR headset that you can make and use. But they kind of did that, and I was like, all right, this is kind of interesting. What's the price of that unit going to be if they're bringing out a cardboard version of this as well too? And really, it's not that bad. $99 for the actual Virtual Boy unit itself, that you can, like I said, you can put your Switch 2 into and play the games. Of course, you'll use your Joy-Con for that, but $24.99 for the cardboard version. So if you don't want to drop $99, which I will be, because I think it's, like I said, another cool centerpiece to have in your gaming room or wherever you may have it. I'm not too sure all the details on it. You know, if it's like, I know you can look through it and everything and play it through there. But again, because that's the whole purpose of the Virtual Boy, and that's what the cardboard version does as well too. But it's nice to see that they have a cardboard version, like another way to play this if someone doesn't want to spend $99. And $25, $24.99 for the cardboard version isn't bad at all. Again, I didn't really get to see much details of it, but again, at least it allows you to be able to play it without having to purchase this whole Virtual Boy. Now, I believe there was like 14 titles that's going to be coming out for the Virtual Boy. I don't really know all the games. I personally didn't have a Virtual Boy. I rented one from a video game store a long time ago when I was a kid, a couple different times, because you can actually rent, back when you can rent consoles out and stuff. And I rented the Virtual Boy. But for me personally, I never had one. I've only played a handful of games. I'm looking forward to checking this out, and I'm definitely excited to have that unit, in my gaming room as well here too. I know it's not a real one, but either way though, again, I'm a sucker for the classic consoles. And I would like to have like a classic Game Boy as well too. I'm pretty sure that's what we're gonna get before we got something like this. I did not have this in my bingo card. I thought for sure they're gonna release like a classic Game Boy or something like that before they did a Virtual Boy. So regardless though, excited to see it, excited to play it. Again, a very big day for Nintendo fans. It's nice to see. I for one was definitely kind of hesitant on what was going to happen. I was kind of, contemplating whether or not I made the wrong decision. I did a video about this on picking up Nintendo Switch 2 at launch, but it's nice to see that we definitely have some stuff coming out here, like I said, the remainder of this season and into next season, and I think it looks great. It looks fantastic, and I'm excited for it. So, let me know down below what you guys think. Were you excited for today's Direct? Were you disappointed? I've seen a mixture of both online. I just mentioned a list. This is a small list of the stuff that's coming out. Like I said, that was during the Direct itself for this year and for next year, and there's a lot more. So again, if you didn't find something on this list that that made you happy, made you excited, made you glad that you made the decision to purchase Nintendo Switch 2, then of course maybe the Switch 2 just isn't for you right now. Again, a lot of these games though are going to be available for the regular Nintendo Switch, so there was some Nintendo Switch 2 exclusives, but again though, not everything was. But again, make sure you guys sound off down below. I want to know what you guys think here. Make sure you like this video if you choose to. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and of course make sure you turn on that bell notification because you get all things here. That is Chit Chat Gaming, and as always guys, happy gaming.